let's fill our cups. Commander decks in hand, the battle's about to start. A podcast for the legend, where magic meets the heart. Commander Pod, where the stories unfold. With heroes and villains, new and old. Dungeons and Dragons, got the word. The world of EDH we play.
Hello, everyone. Welcome again to Commander's Pod. I'm your pod father.
I'm Sloan.
And I'm Jeff.
And today we're going to do a deck tech for one of our viewers or listeners. They didn't specify which. Arabo, Roar of the World is the commander.
Yeah, one of the do things from the Command Zone guys, if you aren't familiar with them.
Yep. So you already know it's good.
Yeah.
Imminence.
We're also going to have some Aggro Jeff. We got some pro tips for you.
Yep.
And so, Aggro Jeff, what's aggravating you?
New magic cards and what you do with your old decks. Because I think I mentioned this in the last episode where I have Kalia that used to be incredibly powerful. Well, you know, if you have like a bunch of decks and I want to keep them, like I love these decks, I want to keep them, but you do have to go back and update them because they can't hang with the new cards. Like everything just got so much better. Like the removal cards are so much better. The ramp cards are better. Like everything's better. The protection spells are better. So the only thing that isn't better, and there even has been some land destruction, is probably land destruction. But most decks don't play those. But anyways, it's just frustrating to realize, oh my gosh, I got to sit down with all these decks and go through them and pull cards out that I paid money for and do what with them?
Right.
Right?
I mean,
you just take them out for better cards.
Yeah.
They got us. Commander was supposed to be a place where you use the cards that you couldn't use in Standard anymore, so you didn't have to just throw them away. And now they've gone, oh, we figured it out. So now what they do is they print better versions of every card, so you still have to buy new cards and throw the old ones out.
Right.
It's like cord cutting. They've done the same thing. They got us. Dirtbags.
Everybody gets Jeff.
Everybody gets me.
I don't think in the good way, though.
No. Nope. I mean, hey, that was magic related.
We'll take it.
Yeah. Not just magic related. It was magic. And the magic we're talking about.
Every time I talk and say things, it's magic.
No, not so much.
Sure.
That's what I've been
it's
told.
More like the crimes we talked about
telling
last
me that.
episode.
Yeah.
Lots of people have been telling me
And then we have a viewer mail.
Yeah, this is an update about a deck tech we did about a year ago for this guy, and he went, essentially, I'll read the story here,
and his name.
Use the deck with some of the upgrades that we had recommended when he went and visited the shop. So this is from Tyler. He says, hello, Commander's POS team. I think he made POS, but we'll go with POS.
We're a POS team.
Yeah, we're a POS team.
We're
I wanted
POSs.
to say how much the podcast means to me and probably a lot of others. I know I'll be sad when I'll no longer hear Jeff and Sloan argue. So in case anyone was
I
curious.
can send you our phone calls.
Yeah, we'll still argue. It just won't be on here
But
anymore.
he won't get to hear it, though, so I'll still send him some of our phone calls.
However, I am excited to see what the fire of the podcast turns out to be. So he says, yesterday, my friend and he brought me to an LGS near where we live. They were hosting a Bracket 3 tournament, and I played my Zergo Thunderous Decree deck that you helped me with almost a year ago. I went 2-1. I felt it could have won the last game, but on turn 4 of one of the guys we were playing against, he had an Exula deck and comboed out and killed everybody and at the same time.
That's tough.
Couldn't stop him.
Those decks are crazy.
So my tale is though this. My Zergo deck was working really well. The second game I won by only a few points. I murdered the first two, including my friend that brought me there. He got second overall. The last opponent was down to 5 life, and I had 4 life. He played an Angel's life gain deck and only had a few spirit tokens to hit me and his commander. I have forgotten which commander he played. I had Molten Gate, Keeper, and Impact Tremors, Sun Titan, Voice of Victory, and a few tokens. I swung with all of it and pinging him for 4 when 2 tokens entered from Voice of Victory, bringing him to 1 life. He blocked with the spirits, but I brought back the enchantment wedding announcement from my graveyard because of Sun Titan's ability and made a creature token because of wedding announcement, pinging him for 2 and winning the match.
Nice.
It
Nice
was so
win.
satisfying, and I felt awesome. Just to get pummeled by an Azula deck in round 3.
Yeah.
Lol. Hope you have a wonderful week, and I can totally provide a deck list if you guys would like to look at it. First off, hope you enjoyed the tournament. That sounds super fun. I'm glad you got to go and play in one, and you went positive 2-1. So that's also a win.
Yeah.
Lastly, that's awesome. The fact that you were able to stack your triggers correctly, so that way, even despite the fact that he was able to block everything, you had one more trigger to do the last bit of damage is super cool and very fun. And for sure, the things that we love to hear. And hopefully the upgrades that we recommended to you a year ago were ones that may have helped aid in that win. So
Yep.
that's super cool.
But just a rules clarification. I could be wrong because I don't have all the cards out in front of me, but I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have been able to block because he would have died before because the Sun Titan is an attack trigger.
I think it
Correct,
is technically.
yeah.
So he never got to block.
Yeah. But that's all right. You still won.
Technically. Yep. That's very cool. And yeah, send us the deck list. We'll post it on the website and people can check it out.
Yeah.
So we have another viewer mail, and so this is the one for the deck tech we're doing today. This is from Macaulay, and Macaulay says, "Good evening. I was hoping you guys could do a deck tech on my Robbo Roar of the World deck. It is my second ground up deck, and it comes out really good, but stalls out turn 4 or 5 due to having to top deck. I have added some card draw recently, and I'm hoping that works. I want to stay on the cat theme due to really building this deck for my daughter who loves cats." And send us the deck list, which we'll put in the description. Mm-hmm. So we did have some suggestions, but I think also we all thought this is a pretty solid deck.
Yeah, it was not. He did not do a bad job at all.
No, that's very good. I do think, I don't know what it looked like before you added the card draw, but I do think you have enough card draw now. You can always add more, but most of the card draw we would recommend might break the cat theme, like if you put Esper Sentinel in there.
Well, what will be important to know is he dying to board wipes and stuff? Is that what's happening, and then he doesn't have card draw? Because if that's the case, I would suggest he gets greater good and put it in his deck.
Yeah.
Because in response to the board wipe, you sack everything, and even though you're having to every time you sack something, you're drawing based on power and discarding 3. His stuff is getting +3/+3, so he's going to be probably net 1 or 2 each time. So he will draw a lot of cards
Yep.
in response to a board wipe.
That is true.
So
That's
that's
a good
called
one.
greater good. It's not that expensive. It's
Yep.
a $5 card.
And I had started building a list, and number 1, I didn't catch that he has a companion, but the companion says all your creatures have to be cats or
Elemental, beast, cat, or something else.
something else. But I think he wants to stick with cats, and I had made some suggestions originally that were not cats. I took those out. So this is now cat-centric, my suggestions anyway. But we did see like no board wipes and no real win con outside of just big bodies, or not big bodies, wide bodies.
Yeah, right.
Which I'm okay with.
So one that I thought would work pretty well is Nakata War Pride, and it is on theme with the cat. This is a creature cat warrior 3/3 for 3 and 3 green. Nakata War Pride must be blocked by exactly 1 creature if able. Whenever Nakata War Pride attacks, put X tokens into play and tapped and attacking that are copies of him, where X is the number of creatures defending player controls. Remove the tokens from the game at end of turn. So they have to block
If able, yeah.
him if able. So they have to block with all those. So if you have bigger stuff than the 3/3s, they're going to get through.
Right. Yeah, because you're forcing them to basically, you're doing a, what's that one spell called? The not Eldrazi one, the Uzuri's, whatever, where you create all the beasts equal to the amount of creatures that are attacking you, and then you can block with all of them. But you're doing that on attack, so you're kind of doing it the opposite way, which is really good because this is going to let, like Duncan just said, this is going to let your stuff get through for sure. It's definitely a good way to get more damage in because he's forcing the defending player to block all the copies that you're making with at least one creature if able.
Yep.
Yeah, so the one that I had kind of on theme with the trying to win the game is Chroma's Will. It's an instant that allows you to choose one of two modes. However, if you control your commander, you get to choose both modes. And so being able to do this to, again, kind of seal the game when you're at that point where you have your creatures.
Or just protect your stuff sometimes.
Yeah, it's also, it can be used defensively, which is nice. I mean, we always talk about being able to use a card for multiple different things. This is protection as well, it could be, which could also, again, win you the game. So creatures you control gain flying, vigilance, and double strike until end of turn. Creatures you control gain lifelink, indestructible, and protection from all colors until end of turn. And again, if you control your commander, you can choose both. So this is something that would help you kind of end the game.
For the low price of 3 and a white, right?
3 and a white, yeah. So it's only 4. It's an instant. The card itself monetarily is a little bit more expensive. It's showing here sitting around on average about $20, give or take. But again, that's a game closer, kind of similar to what Duncan was saying with that first cat he mentioned.
Yep.
Jeff?
Oh, what I got? So what I would say is, and I want to leave room for this, if you are playing the Planeswalkers because you have them and they look cool and you just want to have them in your deck, I think that's great. Go ahead and do it. I have a dragon deck. For the longest time, I kept like 2 Planeswalkers in there because they were Planeswalkers that make dragons. But eventually I got tired of it enough and I was like, I just can't do this. You're running 4 Planeswalkers. Honestly, none of them are good. They're probably gonna be a lot of mana and not do a whole lot. But if I'm wrong and you're enjoying playing them, then please keep them. But that's the first thing I would say. And then I'll, as of board wipes that Duncan talked about, add Farewell because that's the best board wipe that exists in the game.
I disagree for this deck.
Why?
I actually think Everything Comes to Death is much better.
Why?
Because it's going to be a one-sided board wipe.
Yeah, but how much mana does it cost?
Well, that depends how many creatures he has. Because it's 7 and 3 white, but it has Convoke. And it says, exile all creature cards except those that share a creature type with a creature that convoked the spell. And all artifacts and all enchantments.
Yeah.
So as long as you tap a cat, all your cats will live and everyone else's
But you
creatures
probably
will
have
die.
a few. You're going to get it below 7. You're going to get probably
a
minimum 4.
I would just play both because the Farewell, that card is good when you have a board state. Farewell is good when
you
you're
don't,
screwed.
you
Well,
back,
the
yeah.
other thing to think about, though, is that Farewell is a game changer now, so putting it in there automatically makes us a 3, whereas right now it's a 2.
Yeah, but that's fine.
I mean, it's fine for you. It depends what he wants.
As soon as he makes all these changes to it, it's a 3 anyways because
It probably is true.
So it doesn't hurt anything.
We're probably going to power you up to a 3, but
Yeah.
I mean, that's unofficially.
But yeah, so I'd say Farewell, and Duncan has a good board wipe too. They both are good. I'd put both in there because you probably should have like 4. And since we're here, let's just talk about them. Vanquish the Horde is the other one. Similar to Duncan's thing, this costs less per creature on the battlefield. So
And that's not just yours. That's everybody.
that's everybody's creatures, but you could cast it for 2 white.
More than likely you will.
So that's very, very good.
It's
and that's
White's
what I'll
version
say.
of Blasphemous Act, essentially.
If you wanted a 4th one, Wrath of God is obviously classic white board wipe.
And it's 2 and 2 white. I mean, it's so cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, these are all things where yes, if you have a board state, it's going to hurt you a little bit. However, the advantage of these is
Not mine.
yeah, it's not Duncan's, but however, the advantage of these is that also if you're behind, this gets you basically to be able to kind of catch back up.
Especially Farewell.
Yeah, Farewell. Yeah. Farewell is by far in regards to a catch-up mechanic that actually doesn't have any catch-up built into it.
Yeah.
It is a catch-up mechanic. Because being able to exile someone's entire graveyard, all their creatures, and heck, even sometimes their enchantments and artifacts, just do a full wipe.
And you get to choose, though. If you're like, I'm the only one who has enchantments.
Yeah, I'll pick artifacts, creatures, and graveyards then instead.
And you have green, so likely you can ramp faster than everybody else,
Right.
which means that when you reset the board to 0, you're probably ahead.
Right. So, Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say if you're looking at board wipes to try to exchange those in for something, I would probably go with those things.
And you're making room by getting rid of the planeswalkers.
Yeah,
Yep.
Duncan.
So here's one that it depends how finicky you want to be. Many people do play changelings in their tribal decks because they are every creature type.
Right.
And thematically, it would fit within the Magic universe because these creatures, these beings, like they hide among those creature types. So it's hiding among yours. So Mirror Entity. This can be a game finisher for you because Mirror Entity says you pay X and all your creatures have X power and toughness.
Yeah, base power and toughness on a turn.
So you can do that at instant speed.
Right.
And it is not a tap ability, so you can even do it the turn you bring Mirror Entity out. And so you can wait to see how they block and then decide, okay, pumping it all in.
Yeah. One of the things that I noticed, because cats do a pretty good job of this, is they create a lot of cats and creatures when they come in. Anointed Procession. You could...
Double that.
Yeah.
Does he have enough, though, to make that worthwhile?
I think so.
Most cats that are in here usually bring in cats when they are attacking or something. They bring in a lot of stuff.
Well, that also speaks to
So,
adding Ocelot Pride, which we talked about.
Let's back up for a minute. Why don't we explain what the commander does?
Yeah,
Oh.
so the commander himself...
Can we even say what the commander was?
Yeah, we said the name of him.
We said the name a couple times.
So it's 3 green and a white. It's a legendary cat creature, cat avatar, 5/5, and it has eminence. So at the beginning of combat on your turn, if Erebos, Roar of the World, is in the command zone or on the battlefield, another target cat you control gets +3/+3 until end of turn. Then, whenever another cat you control attacks, this is a new paragraph, you may pay 1 green and a white. If you do, it gains trample and gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is its power. So kind of the idea is you attack, you pick a creature to get +3/+3, then you target that creature again to give them the double the power, to basically make them really hard to kill and deal with.
And give it trample.
Yeah, and give it trample. So, again, it's eminence, so this means that first ability I read about the +3/+3, you can do it from the command zone. Never have to cast your commander to get that ability. And so...
Yeah, your commander is the win gone.
Yeah, so...
Whether even in
Possibly.
the command zone.
Possibly. I mean, it's only +3.
I mean,
Depends
that's
what
a
you
lot, though, dude, because you figure even if a cat's 2, you're a 5/5.
Yeah, it becomes a 5/5.
If you have 4
But
or 5 of
means
those, you're doing some major
They don't
damage.
all. You pick one.
You pick one. You pick a cat.
Oh.
So, but with that being said, like one of the advantages of, like, for example, the one that Duncan talked about initially, you give that initial one the +3/+3. So now he goes from being, I think he was a 3/3. He
No,
becomes
you
a
do
6/6.
that after the mirror entity. Because otherwise
Sure.
you lose it.
Yeah. So.
Well, no, because you still it's
No,
still
it's a
+3.
+3/+3. Yeah, you don't have to mirror any. But the first cat he mentioned that does like the doubling of itself. That first one becomes a 6/6. Becomes a lot more difficult to try to kill it with only one creature.
Yeah.
Not a lot of one creatures that you're going to block with that are going to take down a 6/6.
And your copies will have that too.
Yeah, so it's a it's a big deal. So that's something I would definitely look into. But yeah, Anointed Procession. A lot of the cats you have in here are going to bring out cats and are going to make tokens of cats and do cat things. Anointed Procession is a good one to always do that, as well as all the other doubling ones. If you're looking into that, your doubling season, your parallel lives.
And then even the tripler is in white.
Yeah, but he's a
Mondrak.
he's a god.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
he would break the cat theme, unfortunately.
Yeah,
so you
that's
can't go with any creature ones that do it. But that's ones that I thought of because again, a lot of these, especially some of the ones that Duncan is bringing up, some of those are going to create cats for you as well. So.
Yep. Jeff, did you have another suggestion?
Yeah, so my other suggestion is he's got a card called Herald's Horn. This is, in my opinion, the most overrated card there is. But maybe I'm being a bit hyperbolic, but this card seems like it should be great, and it's always terrible. The reason why it seems like it should be great is because it's 3 mana. You're going to reduce the cost of all your chosen creature by 1. And you get to look at the top card of your library. If it's a cat, you get to put in your hand. That never happens somehow. This card literally takes all your tribal cards and puts them not on the top. I don't know how it does it, but it's it's been cursed. So I'd take that out. And then Vanquisher Banner is 5 mana. Creatures of the chosen type get +1/+1. And whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. 5 mana is a lot. To get +1/+1 and to draw whenever you play one. There's better spells. So I would probably take those two out. I mentioned Ocelot Pride before, but I'd also put in a protection package, like Clever Concealment, Teferi's Protection, or Flare of Fortitude, those type of cards, along with Chroma's Will, which Johnny talked about, because the problem you're going to have is with 26 creatures, you're going to build your board, and even if you have some card draw, the board wipes when you're a creature deck are just, they destroy you. So having that protection could change the game for you, especially if someone else board wipes, everything else is dead except for your stuff. Next turn, you just win.
Right.
So
Yep.
I'd put a protection package in there.
My next suggestion, so this is from Secrets of Strixhaven. I don't think I saw any Secrets of Strixhaven cards in your deck, so you probably haven't updated it since it came out. But this is Emeritus of Truce, which happens to be a creature cat cleric.
Oh, there you go.
1 and 2 white. When this creature enters, target player creates a 1/1 white and black inkling creature token with flying. Then if an opponent controls more creatures than you, this creature becomes prepared. So that's what you can keep it if they have more creatures than you already, but if it'll push them over, you can give them that. And the prepared allows you to cast Swords to Plowshares.
That's very good. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Removal on a stick. These cards are getting so much better.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous.
Yep. So I just thought that one was good, has a good utility. You're going to, get in our cat, but you also can remove some.
Just make sure if you're if you buy it, you could always keep it like in your sideboard type of deal. I know we don't have sideboards on Commander, but you could take cards in and out. Because what I would be worried could possibly happen is, depending on your play group and your meta, if you always have more creatures than everybody else, you're never going to prepare that.
But you can then give the Inkling to yourself, and it's still a 3/3 for 3.
And does that just happen once?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. It's only when it enters.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one that is kind of more of the kindred theme for you, Descendant's Path. It's an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card that shares a creature type with a creature you control, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. If you don't cast it, put it on the bottom of your library. So this is kind of a way to get through some cards in your deck. Now I will say too, with you doing a tribal theme of cats, you're running 26 creatures. Personally, I like to be a little bit closer to 30 when I'm doing a creature heavy deck. It just kind of guarantees I'm going to hit more and more creatures. I know that you got 4 planeswalkers in there. Again, if you want to keep them in there because you have them and you think they're cool and you want to find somewhere to use them, a cat deck's a great place to do it because they're all a Johnny. So that's definitely something you can do. But Descendant's Path is something that if you get a couple more of these creatures in there, you're going to be able to get one off the top of your library for free every turn potentially, especially when your deck is a third of them are cat creatures. There's a pretty good chance every 2 to 3 draws that's going to happen on your turn, you're going to get a free cast off of it.
Also, that card's amazing. In the deck.
There's a couple other ones that are really good. Obviously, they're going to potentially a little bit more expensive, but even the one that Duncan played to help me win over the weekend the other week, Authority of the Console is good for you too, because your opponent's creatures are going to come in tapped, which means that you're going to be able to get through more consistently with hitting them. Blind Obedience is another one that does the same thing essentially, except it's artifacts and creatures. So those are things again that they're not in regards to giving you an immediate boost of any kind. What they're doing is they're just keeping your opponents a little bit slower so you can get your creatures in faster and build up your board state quicker, which is what creature decks kind of need to do. They need to have that time to build their army. So
I'd also remove Fleece Mane Lion. Does Duncan have this on here? No. Fleece Mane Lion and Lost Leonin to make room for some of this stuff.
I did have.
Okay. They're just not very good. I mean, they're cats, but they're not really going to help you.
Yep. Another one I had that I thought would be good in this, that's a newer card. This is from Ninja Turtles, but it's on theme. Sally Pride, Lioness Leader, 3/2 white, legendary creature, cat, mutant, rebel. When Sally Pride enters, create X 2/2 mutant creature tokens, where X is the number of non-token creatures you control. Whenever she attacks, put a +1 counter on each creature you control.
yeah, that's pretty good.
So
Yeah. The kind of last two that I have, again, these are going to be enchantments, and they're things that are going to, once you kind of get your board state set up, these are going to be things that will kind of help you end. So Unnatural Growth, 1 green.
I thought he had that in there.
I didn't see it, did he? I didn't see unnatural growth in there. I might have missed it because I'd looked through and you did not have a lot
Yeah,
of
he has
enchantments.
it.
You do have it. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the other one, does he have Beastmaster Ascension? Because I didn't think I saw that one either. Okay, it would be right there in enchantments.
No.
No, okay. So Beastmaster Ascension is the other one that I like. The main reason why is because you can get it there really quickly when you are a creature-heavy deck. 2 and a green. Whenever a creature you control attacks, you may put a quest counter on Beastmaster Ascension. As long as Beastmaster Ascension has 7 or more counters on it, creatures you control have +5/+5.
So then, yeah. The other thing is, what was the one we talked about earlier? Was the Infect one? I forget what it's
Oh,
called.
Triumph of the Horde.
Isn't that also 3 mana?
Yes, 1 and 2 green.
Yeah,
You get
so
1 and 2
Triumph
green.
of the Horde would also be good because whatever you get through with, if you're going wide.
Yeah, better chance that you kill people on the hit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so Beastmaster Ascension is one when you're specifically, and luckily it has a bunch of tigers on it, so the basic art even fits the theme.
Fair, yeah, that's true.
But
maybe that gets the win out for that because of that.
yeah, the main thing is with this that I really like is when you're going a more go wide, and even for example, the first card that Duncan mentioned, the War Pride, that would trigger this and.
Well, only the first. You only attack once.
That's true.
It's whenever you attack. No,
but because
or
you're
was
so
it whenever a creature attacks.
Whenever a creature you control attacks.
Okay. Yeah, but they come in tapped and attack. So.
Yeah. So, but whenever you're going wide or you're making a lot of creatures and you're focusing heavy on creatures, any way you can boost them. And again, the downside with using creatures to do this is creature removal is pretty readily available. Enchantment removal is a little bit more spotty. So there's a good chance that once you get this up to the quest counters that you need, it's not going to get removed, and so all your creatures will always be +5/+5 bigger, just constantly, as long as it has the 7 quest counters on it. And if you're attacking with a lot of creatures, that's pretty easy to do. So that's my big one. That's probably the biggest one I would probably put in there because it's so cheap to get out. It's only 2 and a green. The card itself only costs $3 on average right now, and the art has 5 tigers on it. So
Yep.
talk about on theme.
I have another one, and I think the name sounds like it fits.
Yeah.
Hunter's Prowess.
There you go.
4 and a green sorcery. Until end of turn, target creature gets +3/+3, gains trample, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw that many cards.
Yeah, and that's where he has some swords in there too. So there's kind of going to have to be a decision whether he's a go wide or go big. You could maybe kind of do both, but I think depending on how you're probably gonna have to make a decision.
Yeah, if you're trying to stick with the cats, obviously Crater Hoof is the other one that you want to put in there for a creature heavy deck because that's always going to be a
you
game
would
ender.
also put in Moonshaker Cavalry.
Right, but again, when
yeah.
you wanted to stick with the cat theme, obviously we want to kind of.
But those
veer
are
away
win
from those.
cons. Those are less just like a creature you play. You play those and win. You're done.
Again, depends how
Yeah.
particular they want to be.
Yeah, exactly. So, but with you having the companion, obviously everything has to fit in those. I think, though, Crater Hoof is a beast, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, but it's
So
not a cat.
Technically, he wouldn't lose his companion with Crater Hoof because Crater Hoof.
Oh, yes.
Because it falls underneath the beast, the
Yeah,
companion.
because it's Kahira or whatever.
Yeah, whatever the companion's name is. It's cats, elementals, beasts, and something else. All creatures have to be in your deck.
Good catch.
But yeah, I mean.
Good cat.
So here's one that
there.
I'm surprised isn't in here already.
Oh yeah.
White Sun Zenith.
Yeah.
X white white white. Instant. Create X 2/2 white creature tokens. Shuffle White Zenith into its owner's library. So you get to keep trying to get this back.
Yeah, but it's how much
X white white white.
to make X creature tokens?
Yeah,
White
and then it
cat
goes right back
creature
into
token.
it goes right back into your
Right.
deck.
They're
So you
cats.
just
It's on theme.
It's on theme. I don't think it's very good.
And then another one I would put in there if you're worried about draw, Sylvan Library.
yeah, that's always gonna be a solid choice.
That's a classic one, yeah.
Yep.
Never gonna go wrong with being able to look at what your next couple cards are gonna be.
For a
They-
land, you could put in 3 City. That's really good in tribal decks,
Yeah.
typal decks, kindred decks, whatever they're calling them.
Yeah, even
Yeah.
Nykthos. You could put Nykthos in there as a land because he should have plenty of white and green pips, so you could probably tap it. Probably more white than green, but yeah.
And then some suggestions for things to take out that I didn't think were that good. Hungry Lynx, Oreskos Explorer, Sacred Cat, Sky Hunter, Skirmisher, Kadama's Reach, and some people are like, what? He has a lot of 2 mana ramp. He has
Yeah.
a lot of the 2 mana ones, so you don't really need it, I don't think.
Well, and then you can replace it with the 2 because I don't think he has all of them.
Yeah, that's probably true. He has a lot of them.
I'll look.
And then Terra Symbiosis. Now this one, Jeff was like, "Wait, what?" But it's for +1 counters, and while there's some in here, it's not like a huge theme.
Yeah, you don't have enough to where having that there is relevant, because most of even your commander's ability is just +3/+3. They're not counters. You just get a flat base bonus, along with a lot of some of the other cards you have in there, like even the Vanquisher's Banner, the Herald of the, I think Herald of the Horn also is just +1/+1. So Patchwork Banner is +1/+1. So all of those they're not counters. They're just you get an additional +1/+1 for that creature type. So
Yeah, I'd pull that out.
it's not as necessary. You do again. You have some, but I don't think I would agree with Duncan and Jeff. You don't have enough to make it be worthwhile on keeping a card slot. When you have something like Beastmaster Ascension that gives all your creatures +5/+5.
The other thing he needs to look at is his card draw. He's got Guardian Project in here, but some of his card draw is 3 and 4 power, and I gotta read what his commander does here. Do they enter?
No, he get at the beginning of.
So enter is going to be a
beginning of
problem.
combat.
You need to go through your creatures and make sure you have enough creatures that are 3 and 4 power, because a lot of your creatures are 2 or less, and so the card draw you have is not going to trigger.
Right.
You have some, but you don't have enough. A lot of these are 2. So yeah, so you're either going to need to replace your creatures that are 2 with bigger creatures, which Duncan gave you some, or you're going to have to switch out your card draw.
Yeah.
Which there is enough choices in green to where you would have other options.
And then one other thing that I just it's one of my new auto includes in white is the new spell Erode. This is the one that's like...
pretty expensive right now, though, because of standard.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think so. If you let's look it up.
I didn't think it was that expensive, but I haven't looked.
I mean, for what it is, I think it is. I agree with you. It's probably not, like, if you're thinking it's $40.
Well, yeah, it's sitting at like $10.
It's not worth $10.
Yeah.
So
Well,
Duncan,
you said that at the beginning when it was worth $10 a month ago, and it's still worth $10.
Yeah. So Duncan is right. That's
Oh,
a
it's
great.
over. It's $13.
Duncan is right. That's a great card. But if you wait till it's out, unfortunately, it doesn't come out of standard for like 2 years.
Yeah.
But I would still wait. It's not worth $13 unless you're playing standard, and then it is.
But
So.
yeah, those are just some suggestions we have. Take them or leave them, as always. It seems like maybe you didn't want game changers, so if not,
Yeah.
there was only the one that Jeff mentioned. But
But I have to. It's my favorite card, Fairies Protection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna go game changers, there are some other things.
Oh, and I said farewell too. I said 2 of them.
Yeah, you did say 2. You can't get out of the game
Well,
changers.
farewell didn't used to be a game changer.
Yeah. That
None
was,
of them used to be a game changer.
Oh my
Newsflash.
Okay.
This guy.
Now it's aggravating me. It's just Duncan.
But
Like he was on Sunday when he didn't know how to win games.
Jeez.
for what may be our final pro tips from Sloan.
Yeah.
Can
So.
we just take a second on this before you go into your pro tip?
Sure. Go ahead.
This is Johnny's last time here. It's
More than likely. It's
the
not
last time
guaranteed,
we're going to
but-
have to hear about politics. It's the last time we're going to have a really good argument throwdown between 2 people.
Yeah.
I mean, Duncan and I will pretend, but you really brought it. You brought,
I got to.
I mean, just a level of annoying. It was just boiled my blood. But genuinely, dude, I love you.
Thank you, man.
I'm excited to see you come down for all the holidays.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll get you on some podcasts then.
For sure. Yeah.
I've known Johnny since you were what, 10?
Yeah. About fourth grade, 5th grade, somewhere right around there. About as long as I've known Seth. So.
Yeah, and was your youth leader. You were our semi-adopted man-child.
Yeah.
She came and lived with us, and we sent you off the Word of Life, and you did great. You met your wife.
I did.
Started a family, grew up, became a man.
Sounds like he's taking credit for all of it.
And I mean, I think Tori, your wife, gets a lot of the credit for it, honestly. I think Tori probably changed your life, dude.
Yeah, she did.
So, but man, we're gonna miss you.
Yeah, I will. I will definitely miss it, and like I said, I'll try to let the guys know when I'm heading down here to see if I can try to sneak in still every once in a while when I can. But as I told Duncan, thank you all for first off putting up with my shenanigans and enjoying the fact that me and Jeff like to butt heads about things and are very spirited people when it comes to.
That's nothing. Did you apply for more jobs?
Yes, I did.
You
so,
did?
yeah.
Okay, good. Then we don't have to argue about that. All right, good.
But yeah, the the time I've been able to spend on here and sharing stuff with you guys and advice and tips and other information and deck techs and all that has been great, as I mentioned. So I thank you and Duncan again for asking me to join you guys and be a part of this. And like I said, hopefully I'll be able to be spotted on here every once in a while. But yeah, the book moves forward with the next chapter, which unfortunately is not here, but very fortunately, because I'm excited, as is my wife and kids. So,
I want to say something too. I'm over here, guys. So,
well, I get to say it first. I've known him longer.
well, that's fine. Whatever. I'm only the host. It's fine. But
at least you know.
from my point of view,
that's the first start.
Jeff and I started the podcast. We did episodes 1, 2, and 3, and then promptly COVID said, "We don't want you doing that."
Right.
So we shut it down for a couple years, and then when we picked it up on episode 4, Sloan jumped in. We're now at we're over 110.
Yeah.
When Jeff and I started, it was we didn't have a script. We would just come in with maybe like 3 ideas written down.
Yeah.
And we would do our thing. Sloan brought a professionalism. He was like, I've always wanted to do this. Well, so let me put it this way. What little bit of professionalism we have didn't start until Sloan got here. So I'm not saying he's directly responsible, but he influenced it. He helped build it. And, he was like, I always wanted to do a podcast. And he was like, Jeff, you give him a script, and sometimes he'll read it, sometimes he won't. Sometimes he'll interpret it in a way you never intentioned. Sloan reads it, rereads it, writes notes, comes back. Is this what you meant? What'd you mean here? Did you make this mistake? He caught the thing with the, the companion.
Yeah.
And, how it needs cats, or at least you can't have certain creature types like human and stuff. I missed it the first glance. He caught it. He definitely puts effort into this.
He is good at those detail things. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So it's very appreciated. And his pro tips, brought a level of technical knowledge. I mean, we have the technical knowledge, but he's like, why not share it? We're like, oh, that's a good idea. Why didn't we think of that?
Yeah.
So, just things like that. He's going to be missed. Like he said, hopefully we can get him to do some things, box openings still, things like that.
For sure.
He's going to come back and visit, supposedly, so hopefully we can
he has to. His parents are here.
Yeah.
I mean,
he
doesn't have to do anything.
I could always just make him come up to me.
I've met his mom. I promise you, he will be coming down to visit.
But he's got the grandkids, so he can just be like, you
nope.
guys come up here.
Yeah.
Nope, that's a tough lady.
But
he's not going to make her mad.
But moving on. So what's what may be our final pro tips from Sloan?
Yeah, so last episode we were talking about how sometimes we miss triggers or we miss things that happen, and then in our Tales from the Table today, he brought up the Azula deck. I myself have an Azula deck.
It's gross.
I love it very dearly. It's super fun, I think, and is just a hoot and a half. However, my pro tip is one of the things that I learned is that when you get enough of your triggers lined up on the stack, it gets very hard to remember where you're at and how many you have and what's going on and when. And so what I started doing is I just have a stack of Affina tokens, which are just blank dry erase tokens. And whenever I play her and I start doing her abilities and I have all my triggers go off, I actually just physically lay the tokens on the table and stack them. So we know exactly how many are, and I point out where they all came from. And everyone is on the same page before I start resolving things. And I start trying.
He's got this spell over here with how many copies of that has,
and
this spell over here with how many copies of that.
It makes life a little bit easier because it allows you to, one, make sure you're not missing any of your triggers of, oh, I was supposed to get an extra copy because of this. Also, it allows you to say, okay, this spell is now resolving any responses. No, I'm going to put it off to the side. I'm going to resolve it. We're about to hit the next spell. Any responses to this spell on the stack? And it just allows you to systematically kind of go through and make sure you're not making any mistakes and you're allowing the table to respond correctly without, because I know people use dice and they say, oh, I have 6. Are those 1/1 counters? Nope, those are spells. Okay. Are those 1 spells? No, those are 1/1 counters. But you move that one down. Oh, I meant to move this one down.
Yeah.
Just, if you just physically, even if they're regular, like schmegular creature tokens that you have, or the cards that Jeff loved, which is the advertisement card that takes up a slot in his packs that he used to just, every time he got one, he would throw it. Even if you just use those and just stack them, it just allows you to keep track of it. It's a lot simpler. And
So-
as someone who has a deck that does potentially 15 spells off of 1 trigger, it's very helpful.
So I have a question because I'm confused. Earlier we were on a new chapter and now we're on the same page.
Yep.
Which one is it?
Well, we're on the same page in regards to the new chapter.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
And that's how you beat Jeff in an argument.
Yeah, you make sense, which he rarely does.
Yeah.
It's
Which is
good
why
you
they
did it
kept
at the end of
arguing.
this episode. Great.
But yeah.
I'm also a little worried that maybe we might lose some viewers because I did not realize how many people love hearing you guys argue.
Yeah, I guess a bunch of you keep sending that in after the last episode where I announced I was leaving, and Duncan had told me, because you're not going to believe this. People are actually sad, not because you're leaving, but more because there's no one that's going to argue with Jeff, I guess.
I mean, we'll find someone to argue with me.
I mean, I'll just keep pointing out his flaws.
Yeah, there you go. That works.
I don't have any, so good luck.
Flaw number 1.
Okay. Send in the list to Cast at Commanders Pod if you want a particular one brought up.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But that's for the final time with Sloan, possibly. That's all the time we have. Sloan, do you want to say where they can find us?
Yeah, youtube.com/@commanderspod. We have a video podcast as well as Audible. So if you want to see what we look like, go ahead and head over there, as well as Spotify now also does video and audio. You can email us, cast@commanderspod.com. Website is commanderspod.com. If you'd like to support us, that way we keep making this great podcast, at least these two guys can. You can do so at patreon.com/commanderspod rather. And finally, the podcast sites, if you want to do Audible only, we're all over the place. Spotify, Audible, iHeartRadio, Apple, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, etc., etc.
Now, can we do something a little different? If the editor can play the appropriate music, a farewell music.
Hey everyone, sorry to interrupt the credits, but I'm jumping in here because, well, the guys don't actually get to see the final cut of the show until it goes live. As the editor for Commander's Pod, I spent the last month or two right here in the editing bay listening to every single hour of audio these three put out. I'm the one who adds in the cards, adds in audio, or even puts in a word here or there, and gets a front row seat to the incredible dynamic this crew has. And knowing that this is Sloan's last episode before he takes off on his new journey, I just couldn't let him walk out the door with a standing regular outro. So, I went back into the archives, I pulled some of my absolute favorite moments from the timeline this past year, the deep dive topics, the chaotic arguments, and of course, a few classic pro tips. From behind the scenes to the front of the screen, Sloan, thank you for making my job so much fun. Safe travels, man.
I'm Sloan. 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 I'm Sloan.
I'd like to introduce Sloan to everybody.
Hello, everyone. How y'all doing?
So Sloan, you've been a friend of ours. I think you, for quite a while, we've been mentioned on the podcast before.
Yeah.
We talked about some of your,
I mean, I think you're being generous.
I think we mentioned them once.
No, I just mean the friend part.
Oh, okay.
That's true.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I known Jeff for a while and met you, Duncan, through Jeff, and then I've been playing Magic since middle school, and then I found Commander format specifically right after I got married, which was about 11 or 12 years ago now at this point. So I've been playing Commander specifically for about 11, 12 years, and actually, as you guys mentioned in the previous episode, I was the one who introduced Commander to you two. Jeff knew about Magic beforehand. I remember we used to play Standard and Modern, and we kind of fell away from that because it was so hard to keep up with.
So that's why I have $15,000 less in investments because of you.
You're welcome.
Okay. My reasoning for this is very simple. The fact that Bracket 1 sets rules that then you're allowed to break because of a different rule that they set means that it's invalid. This is the same problem I have with the English language. I before ye, except after C. Unless it sounds like A, like in neighbor and way. So it's not I before ye. Why do we say it's I before ye? There's exceptions to that constantly. There's plenty of rules that are broken inside the English language, which is why English is a horrible language. And my issue with bracket 1 is the rule of you cannot do this, this, and this unless it's on theme. Then you're allowed to do it as much as you want. Makes no sense. It shouldn't exist, because with that logic, I will use the defense attorney Jeff against himself. He has an Alloy deck that is a space themed deck. He intentionally bought cards that are less good because they were space themed. Even though that deck would probably be easily a 3 to 4, because he did stick with the space theme, he can technically say it's a 1.
And the number 1 is breaking a deal.
All right.
That one definitely feels like it should be against the rules.
As the
don't do
person
it.
who probably has the strongest feelings about politicking and making deals, even though, despite the fact that I absolutely do not like it or enjoy it, and I don't think it's fun at all, I will say, if you are going to play that way, and you are not going to uphold your deal, and you are going to be someone who lies to somebody else, do not come and sit down at my table, because you are worse than the people who even like to politic. You're a politiker that lies about your deals that you're making. That's worse to me. And even though I don't like it, I respect the fact that other people, like Jeff, and even Duncan, sometimes he dabs his toe in every couple of games.
What are you talking about? Politics the whole time.
I still respect people letting them do that and letting them play that way, but if you're going to make a deal, you better keep it. Because if you're going to be breaking deals left and right, don't.
Again, a gracious player does not scoop in anger nor in petty protest.
Ah, indeed. The true sign of someone with true etiquette is
Yes.
someone who can withstand from their frustrations of denying others that which is rightfully theirs.
I think it is actually the only land, which is sick. Platypus bear. Sparring dummy and Ran Shaw. Second rare, Firelord Azula. Jeez Louise! This box is. And third rare! Aang at the Crossroads in foil! Oh my goodness! What is going on? And this flips. This is a transforming card. Oh my goodness! This is a nutty box. I feel so bad. I feel like my box is gonna be straight trash. So we are averaging 2 rares a pack right now. and a mythic. We got 1 mythic so far, but we're averaging 2 rares a pack. This is insane. I think something's wrong with this box, Taylor. Jeez Louise, this is crazy.
Yeah. So I think, but again, the point of these that we're giving out, to reiterate, is to kind of help you guys find a way maybe to, if you don't have a commander-driven event like our store now has for us to go to, even if your shop's not huge, like Duncan was saying, if you have a 8 or 9 person play pod that you guys, it's kind of like, we're just gonna meet up and play Magic. Well, here's just variants for you guys to mix in maybe to help break up the repetitiveness, because we all do sometimes fall victim to, I'm just going to keep building the same deck over and over and over again. It's different colors, but it's just the same deck still. That's something I try to consciously keep in the back of my head when I try to pick a new commander to build a deck around. Is like, I really want to play something I don't have. What is something I absolutely don't have anything even remotely close to? And to kind of give you an idea, I just built Tails. Miles Prower from the Sonic, and he's a vehicle deck. I finished him up. I'm loving it.
The reason why these cards are significant, Duncan just said it. So there was a total of 61, they called them chapters. So it was 3 books, 61 chapters in total, and every single one of these represents a chapter from the show. So all the way from book 1, chapter 1, all the way to the end, which is the one that Jeff's probably going to talk about. Book 3, chapter 61. All of them are stills from the original show from the episode that is listing in the corner.
Yeah.
Give me a hug, man. We're gonna miss you.
I'm gonna miss you.
We're gonna miss you. And
Appreciate it.
thank you.
Dunks.
And We'll sign off on that. Farewell, Johnny.
Yep.
See you guys.